There we go. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Thursday Night Shift. We're excited to have you join us for another night, first one of March. Holy cow, can't believe it. And we are going to just dive into our questions real quickly before we do. Actually, I'll say, looks like our numbers are a little low. What's going on? Maybe we need to invite some people. So if you haven't posted in your team page, I know I missed that. So the girls are answering their questions. I'm going to go ahead and do a reminder in our group. And so if you haven't yet shared that with your teams and stuff, do that. So our question for tonight was, what was the question? Oh yes, Heather, go ahead and ask it.
Sorry, the question for tonight is, out of our SSD panel, those of you that posted the Scentsy is getting rid of a huge inventory clearance up to 30 to 60% off. I can ship. Let me know what you want. And then in the comments, put all of the products individually with the now price and the was price. If you have any questions, just go look at any of our walls and you'll see it on the one price thread. It's fine. And so the question is, what results did you get from making that awesome post? Either how much did you sell, or what was the most popular item that you sold the most of? Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay, JP.
Well, I didn't even get everything posted in the comments like a lot of people, but I did have a $500 party. The etched core, I can't talk, gold one definitely was the most popular. And one lady ordered the under my spell. It's the book, the Halloween one. She ordered it, inquired about Harry Potter, and so she wound up wanting Harry Potter stuff as well. So I was able to make that connection with her on that. So it was really a wham bam, really upsell in the whole thing. So that was exciting. Who's ready to go? Jill, Callie, Heather, whoever's ready.
I'll go and just say I was away at a family wedding, so I didn't even know there was a sale going on. I checked out, it happens, but people are still asking me about it now. So I did sell a few things. But yeah, I mean, it was family time last weekend.
No, I love that because it's going to show everybody's the difference between all of our businesses, right? And you still have time because over 200 and something items were added to your clearance section on your PWS. Yesterday, I sold over $800 from the posting those clearance things. The most popular item was tied between two, the cars warmer, believe it or not, and Jane. So those were my two big items that everybody was buying yesterday. Callie?
Yes, so I actually was also traveling this weekend and I kind of checked out as well. But I did share it to my stories. I actually didn't do the full post that Heather and them did, but I just shouted out the fact that there was clearance on my Instagram stories. And I have 3 orders from that one. So they totaled about $125-ish. So if you haven't yet, like Heather said, if you haven't checked that out, if you don't even know what type of post we're talking about, both Jamie and Heather have that posted on their Facebook pages, and you can go ahead and snag that there. And basically it is, Lindsay shared on your this post on your personal page. They did. Yes. So it's on there.
Well, and I was going to say really quick that what I counted up was just what I people personally messaged me about. That's not counting a couple of PWS orders I got from sharing on my Instagram stories. So don't forget your other little avenues to share. I just wanted to, and make sure you're watching what sells out, right? So that you're not looking like you have stock on hand, because it is a little bit of a,
Yes.
I don't want to say sneaky, but a little bit of a sneaky post. So make sure that it doesn't sound like you have stock on hand.
Well, and you have to update it. So in order to be compliant, if something sells out in your clearance, you better go delete that thread. And when we say post, this isn't just a generic post. It is strategically worded and shared a specific way. So for those of you that maybe have made a post about it, go look. My profile is public. Go see how it's done and look at the comments. It's literally a photo, a real photo with the now and was price. There's a specific way to do it, I think, to get more interaction. It's just not a regular Facebook post. So I think, I don't see Jen or Melissa yet because my cube is big. So
I'm not seeing them either, and Jody's not with us
Oh,
tonight.
yeah. Okay.
Oh, Melissa's
I'm here.
there. There she is. There she popped up.
I'm here.
Oh, there you
but
are. Okay.
I'm here, but I missed the beginning, so just skip me.
Okay.
I will add real quickly. So something that I posted in my group and my team page also is we all have those customers that reach out to us and they're like, I need a deal. What do you have on sale? What's your special? Right? We all have those customers or those customers that are like, oh, that's a little side my budget. So I just posted for my group an example. Hey, Jackie, I know you're like me and always love a good sale. We have lots of stuff that has been added to our clearance section and I knew you'd want to know. Here's your personal shopping link. Use it and share it with anyone who loves a sale. If you and your friends spend 200 USD within the next 60 days, you'll get $20 in free product and a half price item. It's no big deal if not, it's no big deal. You've got some great priced items. Sorry, I'm trying to read quick and I don't know why I do that to myself. If not, no big deal. You got some great items at a great price. Let me know if you have any questions or any thoughts. And then that's just a simple text, which I'll post in the chats, both on Facebook and here. But just like we all have those people and I'm never the person that's ever going to discount my product. But when Scentsy throws that into the clearance tab, it's a perfect opportunity to use that. Also think ahead. If you have customers that maybe shop with you through the holidays or you wish would in bulk, right? Then definitely thinking, okay, there's some holiday items there. There's some clearance items there for them to snag for extra Christmas gifts and things like that. So yes, Christine, Jen did let us know that she was going to try and pop on and she'll hopefully catch us later. Anyway, so with that, let's jump into our topic for tonight. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot getting ready to happen. Heather, do you want to lead into that? What's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're really excited. I don't know if you saw the Scentsy Family Consultants Facebook page. If you don't follow that, you definitely should, because this March is going to be huge. Like I feel like we're kicking off the fall season. That's how big it's going to be. And it's only March. So here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We have an enormous company-wide booking blitz on March 9th. Mark your calendars, commit to doing it. Even if you're scared, if you're shaking in your boots right now and thinking, there is no way I'm calling these people. Yes, you can. You can do it. It's not as weird as it seems. It's not pushy. You're not bothering. We're going to help you tonight get that confidence, know exactly what to say, know what kind of parties you're going to be throwing. And that's where I really want to start first is what kind of what, Kelly? Yep.
No, I just want to add real quickly. I think we're going to jump that quick into it. So I want to add really quickly. And we are never going to talk anything political or anything like that on these calls. That's not this point at all. But we all know that gas prices are rising, that our pocketbooks are feeling a little bit lighter, that inflation is a real thing. Wherever it comes from, I don't want to see that in the comments, whatever your thoughts are, no. But here's what I will tell you. This is something that we go through as an economy, as a society, year after year. We have ups and downs, we have ebbs and flows. And something that I can say is with being with Scentsy, and I think at one point we added up all the years that your panel has been with Scentsy. It was like 100 years or more, right? Which is kind of insane. Was it a lot or was it 50 or 70 or something?
Probably because of y'all's age. I'm a lot younger, so
whatever. That's not even true. Anyways, so we had added that up, and we've been around the block a few times. We've been with Scentsy and watched it
yourself, Lucy Goosey.
Whatever you have to.
You are really on a roll tonight.
What are you talking about?
We've been around the block a few times.
Oh my gosh!
All right, Lucy Goosey. I'm only over halfway around the block.
Heather, get your head out of the gutter. Okay, rewind, take it back. So we have been through some ebbs and flows with Scentsy before. Man, I gotta watch my words with her tonight. So with that said, we have definitely watched our businesses go up and down. And every year it kind of happens, right? You have your holiday months that are up here, and then you kind of feel like there may be a little dip. Some don't experience that. It's all in your mindset. It's all about the effort you put in, right? But one of the things that I can tell you is as we go through these things and when pocketbooks get tighter, there's two things that genuinely happen within our business. And March right now is a perfect time to focus on that. The first one is people need more income because they have the same jobs. We know that at a job, you typically maybe get a little bit, $1 here, 25 cents there, 50 cents there, extra an hour, right? At a standard job. And that doesn't necessarily match when your gas pump prices are 50 cents more a gallon to fill your tank, right? So as that kind of starts to happen, it's a really great time when people are looking for extra income. And if they're not looking for extra income in the moment, they're also looking to get the products that they do love, that they do use at a discount. And how do we do that? We do that through parties. So that is going to be something that I'm going to say is it would be a really strong focus for each and every one of you, and which will tie in today's topic of bookings and the booking blitz that's coming up, and some things to say like Heather was talking about. But just to really be aware as you're seeing these things, you're having these conversations, it's not necessarily always the person that you think is the one that needs the income from Scentsy. It's going to become those that you don't really think need the income, because as inflation happens, pocketbooks get tighter. We're all going to need a little bit of extra here and there, which then ties into your pocketbooks, and the circle goes around, right? So just keep that in mind as we're seeing things shift a little bit. I can remember that in 2007, 2008, there was a big housing dip and economy dip, right? What brought that back up? We saw lots of recruiting, lots of bookings in those areas. And so just a little food for thought. Okay, Heather, back to what we got.
Yeah, which is a vital part of our business, right? It is the ebbs and flows, but this predicament that we may be coming in is going to be a lot of people joining, right? Looking for that opportunity. So become knowledgeable about it. Don't miss the boat, because it's really right here in front of you. And so I'm loving the transition that we're kind of making, hopefully getting out of this COVID mess to where we're partying again, right? So I know a lot of people in reality, we were doing the online parties, which is great. I mean, listen, I'll take whatever kind of party they're giving me, but we really got rid of the in-person stuff, and we really just started shifting. I saw really a lot of individual orders, repeat customers, right? Like, how is that growth? It's really not. It's like I'm stuck in a rowboat with one oar going in a circle, right? Like it's not going anywhere. Well, who am I kidding? Even if I had 2 oars, I don't even know that I know how to do it properly. If I was like in a kayak, I would probably be that person going sideways and not even making the right direction. But my point is we've got to be able to maneuver and get into a position where you can do multiple things, but don't get blinded by trying to do all. What I'm about to share with you, it's going to seem overwhelming, only in the sense, actually, it's not. If I tell you to go get fast food, you have a choice of 55 fast food restaurants. Not overwhelming, it's just what you're craving. So I want you to see what you're craving tonight when I show you this overwhelming fast food restaurant board, AKA party types. So that's what piques your interest. What sounds fun? Follow your heart and your gut on this, because that's where your passion and excitement is going to come out in this party, which is going to affect the results, right? So let me share my screen. I'm going to take notes as fast as you can, or take picture, or I might try to share this link, but just don't make any changes to the boards, or then we're screwed at that point. I mean, we are in deep water. Listen to all the words tonight. I don't know what's happening to me. I am feeling froggy. Okay, let's share my screen. Oh, hold on. And of course, there we go. Okay. So I just added a couple of girls to it. We were trying to see if it works. So here, this is created in Trello. I am not a Trello expert. I'm actually in a free trial right now because I don't really know what I'm doing. However, all the different types of parties. Home party, when you click on it, I have found 2 videos that you can watch that are great trainings. So it's already linked in each card. And then you have hostess coaching, vital, important parts to a home party, or any party for that matter. It'll have linked workstation resources and then videos of people that have done trainings on this. And as we find newer videos, we will update them, but some of them might be a little outdated, but just take that knowledge in, figure out what you want to do, and do it. So everybody knows home party. Basket party is the next. A text party. It has a video for you to watch on what a text party is. A Facebook party, which I'm sure you're all familiar with that, or maybe not. Next is we have a Zoom party. It's basically a home party just done on Zoom. Like if I was to go live right now and start talking product, there's a Zoom party, right? Don't overthink it. A break room party. So this is if you know somebody that works, or a teacher's workroom or a break room, you're basically setting up a basket party or a little display in catalogs and order forms where they can collect orders during their break. A pouch party is simply a miniature version of a basket party. You're just picking a couple of testers from each category and throwing it into a pencil pouch with a catalog and some order forms. It's very simple. We have a borrow bag party. So there's 3 videos that show you what that is. Try before you buy. A whiff box party, something I just invented. There's not a video on it, but really it's 8 people minimum need to buy a whiff box, and it's 25 PRV, which is a qualifying party at 200 at that point. Moving right along, the text clickable party, which we have covered on Thursday night shift before. A VIP group party, you just basically going live and doing a party in your group, in your VIP group, right? For those people that are already engaged in your business. A sip and sniff, a casual get together. It could be at Starbucks, drink a glass of wine. Love that kind of party. And smelling. Bingo party. We know Jen is the perfect professional connoisseur of the bingo party. And of course, we've got her videos right there, along with Dawn Gets Waxy, Heather Williams. So just some different options for you to look and listen to. Bunko, we threw that one on there. We haven't seen anybody do it yet, but how fun would that be? Of course, craft fairs and events, because it's still making connections. An open house, a fragrance flower party. The training on that is here with Wendy Heath Newgas. Fundraisers, and then we also added some additional just resources that we're going to be growing this on, is just party packs, different booking incentives that you can do, a shopping link, like a personal shopping link. And we have the QR code party, a messenger party, and we did add party games as well. So, and then we did have, how would your wording be? Like, how are you going to offer a party? Don Edmondson did one here, how I booked 3 Scentsy parties without saying the word party. So we've got that resource for you. You need access to this. Okay, let's try to do it. If I see you make a change, we'll kick you out. You're out of the club in a nice way. We still love you. But y'all, it took me like 4 days to make this, and because it's pretty pink. I mean, but let's try it. All of y'all that are on here, so let's invite as an observer, create the link. So go to the chat, and you have until the end of this call to paste that and become an elite member of this Trello party board. So this is options for you to party as. When we do this really awesome booking blitz, you're going to be more confident in the party styles that you are choosing to offer. And again, we're only picking 1 or 2. Maybe you're eating a hamburger at one and a dessert at another. We're not going to every place and getting all the party types and eating all the foods. Okay. Okay. Who is next? I think that's all I had to cover tonight.
Yeah. So I feel like, so we're going to talk about, we have the booking blitz coming up, right? And a lot of people don't participate in a booking blitz because they're like, I don't know what to do once I get the booking. I don't know what to say to get the booking, right? I went over here trying to locate, I don't know why I can't, but we're going to get it. We have the booking blitz conversation starters that we did from a past booking blitz, which we will reshare as well. So you have the verbiage for that. We also are going to, I'm sure when Scentsy does the booking blitz this coming week, if you haven't already marked your calendar, they're going to have some verbiage for you, so you'll know what to say. But then the next part is we thought we would carry on with was the what to say when that we did last week. So we had started that. Obviously, we did not get all the way through that. And we do have some ones around bookings and parties and things like that. So that's kind of where we're going to start. Let's go ahead. So hosting online parties, that type of thing. So the first one we had here is I have a couple really good clients and I would love for them to host a party to get back. Not just what I give them, but I don't want to push them on since they never take up on the personal shopping link. So the first thing I'm going to say when it comes to hosting a party is it's going to be just like anything else. It's going to be like the sale. It's going to be like the join my team. It's going to be any of that, right? There are going to be times where you try certain things and it's still going to be a no, not right now. And that's 100% going to still be valid. But that moves it to a different box of a follow-up box so that you can follow up later. They're getting ready to place a large order. They're getting ready to, that you see that they did place a large order, right? All of these different things. And then I would be going back and following up with them. Or if there's something else that comes up in a conversation with them in a text message or any situation, that would be a follow-up box. So if it's a really great client and they keep saying that, then you just add it to the follow-up. I actually sent a text out today to some of my people that had recruited so far this month. And one of the responses actually was, only the 4th to 5th time I've asked her, LOL. And my response was, way to water that seed, right? Because that's exactly it. You're going to plant those seeds with the same people over and over again. And at one point or another, it may bloom. You just don't really know. So that was the first thing I would say to that one. Does anybody else have anything they want to add to those?
Yeah, I don't ask them. So I see that you're in your question, you're saying that they just don't take you up on the shopping link. My example, I'm going to just read it straight from my customer today. She placed an order, wanted 2 Scentsy systems and a dish. So I took the order because she's always denied a shopping link, right? So I already knew this in my head because I've asked her 100 times before and she's never taken the shopping link. This time I did not offer the shopping link. I took her order and I said, I opened up a shopping link. It's open for 82 more days. You already have 123 towards your online orders or AKA party. I said, you can build up your orders, share the link, and we'll cash in your rewards in 82 days. And she's like, oh, great. Thanks. I didn't ask. I just did. Anybody else have any on that last topic or move on to the next card?
I would just say the same. I don't do a lot of asking. It's just kind of on the verbiage and the way you present it. It's not like hey, do you want to do this? Hey, this is what I did for you. Share it. I would just in agreement with what y'all already talked about. I would say
it's kind of just making them, it's kind of like making it seem like, oh, this comes with the whole process. This is what you get in addition to. You get a shopping link. Hooray, you get a shopping link that you can share. Because if you ask them, in their mind, they already tell themselves, oh, that sounds complicated. I don't know what that is. What do I do? What's my link? Oh my God, I'm not doing it. People shy away from anything like that. So if you make it sound like a package deal where, guess what? We're going to do this for you. You get a box, you get goodies in the mail, you get this, and oh my God, you get a shopping link too. Let me send it to you. Then people are like, oh, okay, well, it comes with it. I might as well do it. So same as you guys, same idea.
Love it. All right. The next one is, how do you talk to a person into hosting a party from an individual order?
I think it depends on how much the order is typically. I mean, that's the first thing you got to think is, okay, so it's an individual order. Is this, if it's $25 order, my conversation's obviously gonna be a little bit different if it's $120 order, right? $120 order is, hey, you're already over halfway to our minimum party requirement where you get $20 in free product, half the shipping cost and a half price item. Are you sure there's not any other friends or family that you just want to hurry and check real quick and see if they need a refill on their Scentsy items? Pretty simple.
And if it's somebody that's always buying from you on a regular basis, just tell them, say, you're ordering so frequently. I guarantee you there is a group of your friends that is buying just as much as you. Give it a shot. Let's throw your link out there, or just throw a post up and say, or reach out to your closest friends and say, hey, I'm placing an order. Do you need anything? I'm going to try to get some stuff half off. You'd be surprised how many people would say yes. Moving on to the next one. All right. So this was a Facebook post that someone made. And then here's what we need help with. Scentsy party at my house? Anyone? Someone responds, let's do it. I reply and tag the person. Are you ready to pick a date? And they don't answer. How would you fix that problem? I know what I would do. I wouldn't say, are you ready to pick a date? I would say, I've got blank and blank open. Which one would you like? So I don't know what y'all would do.
I would also say, if it was something like that, especially where they didn't respond, I will tell you, if I have not responded to one of your tags or things in the past, it's probably because I didn't see it. Facebook is a weird thing. We click open things. We think we have the intent to actually go through and check a notification or go back to it, and it doesn't happen. So if you have a leader or somebody that's done that to you, just know that it's real. It's not something that we have it's marked read or unread. Sometimes things just happen. So I would take that as the opportunity to reach out to them privately. And I would say, hey, I don't know if you missed my response. I just wanted to check and see if what date worked for you. I have X, Y, and Z available. That simple.
Anybody else? All right.
Person says, I've done a party before and it wasn't very successful.
What
First
did
of all,
you do?
who'd you do the party with? Because it wasn't
Like,
me.
What'd you do? What kind of, like all of that. I think
Just
there's
kidding.
another.
Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say same thing with Heather. Like, what did it look like? There's so many questions and go with that. I mean, I personally just did a Facebook party with a really great customer, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that party has been dead. And I don't know why, because I've done it just like I've done all the others. So we kind of are flipping it more into a pouch party so she can pick up things and reinvent it and kind of like spice it up. I don't have the answer of why it fell so flat. I don't know, but that's not the answer to the question that you asked. It just made
I think it's a really valid point, because I think that a lot of times and if you are one of these consultants that have done this, you've done a party and it was a flop. You're like, well, I'm not doing that again. That was a complete flop. That was embarrassing, right? But the thing is even when you're seasoned at doing parties, there are just times when a party is a flop. So if your first one or your second one was a flop, doesn't mean you got to give up. The only way you fail is if you quit, right? Mm-hmm. So you try again, you pick a new party style. You maybe say, okay, I did X, Y, or Z. Maybe I didn't get as much reaction or response as I wanted. I need to try one of Jen's in-person party games. I need to try this interactive post from this group that I saw here or there. And it just shifts the whole thing. Sorry.
And I'd say honestly that welcome to the world of party planning, right? That's just a given. You're going to have good ones, bad ones. Even I can tell you, even the best partiers will question their best parties and say, oh, maybe I could have done this better, or maybe I should have done that, or maybe it would have been better than this. Like, you're always going to question that. I think it's just constant changes. I mean, you can do the same party for a year and all of a sudden you have a crappy one. You're like, oh, I must suck. I have to change it. I better do what she's doing. Like, I think it's just constantly evolving and changing and finding new tips and trying it. And if it doesn't work, like, all of us are like, every single system, everything we do, parties, everything in between, we're always changing it up, adding this, taking this away, adding this. I think you can't score yourself and based on one party or 5 parties or 10 parties. It's like anything. You just have to keep doing them and use what works and take out what doesn't and keep changing and evolving. And just, especially more so than anything, I would say definitely, no matter what anyone else is doing, you have to stick with the ones that you have the most fun at, because people can feel that energy in any party, whether that's home parties, basket parties, tote parties. It's all about the energy you give. And if you're just kind of, if you're trying something new, I think you need to project that too. Look, I'm trying something a little new. I don't really know what I'm doing. You're my first guinea pig. Let's try it out, see how it goes. And I think it's being honest and upfront when you're trying something new too, so that if you do get uncomfortable, you can still keep that same energy and let your host know and let your party people know.
So true. I was going to tell you also that it's not one size fits all, right? This business is unpredictable. There's no two situations the same. The only thing that is predictable is your consistency and your customer service.
Hey, Nolan.
And so that's the only thing that's going to be consistent. You may have a hostess that's so much more involved and it's a $1,000 party, and next week you duplicate the same thing and it's a flop, right? All you can do is show up, be consistent, and great customer service. Give people a good time. Okay, sorry, I need to get back to the other Trello because somebody was duplicating the boards. So I'm going back to the other.
I got it. So when someone hosts a party and their sales don't hit 200 to earn rewards, I never know what to say. I've had people feel like a failure or comment how their party wasn't good enough. So in those, it kind of goes back to what we were just saying, right? Sometimes you got to switch things up. Jamie was just saying we had to transition from a Facebook party to a basket party and on the go party, right? There's going to be those times. I think there's also lots of variables in regards to, okay, like Heather will say, I don't want you to just invite everybody. I want you to invite 10 quality people, right? What did that actually look like for that host? And everybody's in a different place in life, right? The 10 people that maybe live in my neighborhood are completely different than 10 people that live on the opposite side of town, right? And that's okay. They might need another 20 people to kind of hit that bracket, but we don't really know what that is. And so I think it's just being flexible. And what I would say is, you know what, that's okay. Let's shift this way, or that's okay. And I would still add some of my personal, if they don't want to continue forward and they don't want to shift, I would add some of my personal orders, my one-off orders to their party. And I would let them get like one half price item or $10 in free product or something like that.
Yep. And this is, I'm not really on it, but since it said it, I want to just throw this out there. One of the best pieces of advice that were given to me, 12 and a half years ago, was don't focus on the minimums. Everybody is so quick to think so small in this business. You're setting your own standards by what's coming out of your mouth. So don't just say you only need 200 to get half price and free items. 200's a qualifying party. You know what you say, what I was taught? You know what? My average party is $500 in sales, where you're going to get 75 in free, 3 half price, and usually you'll have 2 to 3 friends book. So that's 2 or 3 more half price items. Now you've put in their head, well, shoot, I don't want to be below average in her average party. I don't want to have a $200 party. I'm not doing that. You set the example of what you want to receive. And when you start speaking it, you believe it, and it starts happening, right? And so you're kind of setting that tone for who you're getting. And when you're automating, I'm not a big fan of automated visibly. You're going to find consultants, it works great for them. But here's my belief. Anytime you're trying to find shortcuts in anything, you're I'm talking about the word I'm saying, half out. Okay, that's not good. Tell me how a shortcut is good. It's you're trying to find a half way to do something, and you're not giving 100%. So don't let it become automated. You don't want to sit back on Copilot and let it go autopilot where you're not engaged. You're not seeing what people are doing. You're not having conversations. You can't run an automated business when it comes to people. I mean, it's impossible. If you want to have a great business, you got to have relationships. You got to show up. I'd rather you have one fabulous party that's $800 instead of having 10 flops that do nothing. Spend your time and energy on one person and do great at it.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else want to add anything there? We'll move on to the next one.
I just want to say amen to what Heather said, because sorry, I had a phone call right in the middle of all the discussion.
You're fine.
But I agree, because there's been times when, and also I want to book lots of parties, right? And at the height of the quarantine, like right when it started, we all were doing Facebook parties. And I can remember, like, I was like, I have 10 and I can't even get, like, what am I doing? And I didn't want to let any slip through my fingers. But you know what? I had to like set boundaries and be like, I want to concentrate on these 4 really, really good. And so instead of trying to do them all at the same time and wondering what's here and there, I told him, I said, look, I'm going to move you to this and this week. And that way I can give you the right amount of time to make your party successful, or your whatever, you know? So that just came into my mind when Heather was talking about that bunch of little flops, or do you want to commit and make it a personable, real experience?
It makes a big difference.
And you could have, I mean, if you really feel like you can't, you could have some basic stuff, right? But I think it's also important to be really, like, other things need to be intentional. You're there, you're showing up, because I have some gals that will book 15 parties in a month, genuinely. And that's a lot, right? So there's some things that can be, but at the end of the day, your connection, your relationships, your being present is going to be way more successful than not.
Yep.
Yeah.
This next one, the girl says, I bring up hosting to people and they go silent. Again, this is happening again, right? If they're going silent in one method, when something doesn't work, what happens? What should you do? Pivot and try something new, right? If they're not responding on Facebook, guess what? Text them. See if they respond that way, right? There's other forms of communication. We have a telephone. We can call them. We can private message them. We can Instagram whatever that thing is to them. We can, there's lots of options. You go knock over their house and leave a little, hey, I know you want to think about having a party. Here's a few cubes. Put this in your warmer and let me know if it gets you excited to host. I don't know. I just made that up. I've never done that in my life, but I might. But I'm saying there's options, right? There's options.
Yeah, sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, the other thing is, just like we always talk about the word join or party, sometimes it's the verbiage, which we repeat over and over, but like, hey, do you have a couple of friends that need a 6-pack of wax too? Like they're thinking they've got to do all the work. I'm like, honey, if you would just listen, I can text your people for you or whatever. I can send you verbatim something you can send them. But it's like, instead of thinking you're partying or setting things up or adding them to another group, it's kind of finding the niche that works. Like maybe it's knocking on the door with Heather and you FaceTime all her friends. Maybe it's showing up with a little gift. Like, I'm just saying, you gotta, like she said, pivot and find the little things and find the different little words that work, because what some people hear the word party and they're like, yeah, I want to party. Some people hear it and they're like, oh, back off. I don't want that. So find the right little niche that works for your people. And that means making connections and having real conversations.
Yep.
I'll also say, like, you could put together a party pack. If you're doing party packs, you could take that by and be like, hey, you could express interest. I want to show you what your guests would get when they attended your scent event with me. Right. So like, that's another thing that you can do also, just to kind of get their attention.
This
Okay.
next one's good.
Go ahead.
When someone wants to do an online party, but then doesn't even participate in the party at all when you have one for them. I think it was Carla Hunter that did this or said this. I don't know. I watched training so much every single day. I don't even remember, but I think it was Carla Hunter, Superstar Director Carla Hunter. You want to follow her if you're not. Carla Hunter. She immediately finds and says, send me, who's your VIP for this party? Who's the person closest to you? You can pick one person that's your VIP that I'm going to send this special package to also. So she's getting the host pack and the VIP gets a host pack-ish, something the same, right? Still extra. And she's committing to show up with the host together, and they're like tag teaming the post and interacting. So there's like a buddy system on getting people going for the party, which is genius, because you're supposed to have a buddy system anytime you get a new recruit, right? Anytime you sponsor, within 24 hours, you should always be telling them, who do you know that can join you right now? It's $25 join this month. It does wonders when one of your friends joins you immediately, because you'll have so much fun learning and doing this together. And 9 times out of 10, they'll find that buddy immediately, and you've now got another team member, right? So that's what I would say to that. Anybody else have something they want to add?
I put it in the chat, but it's kind of along the same lines of like having that good hostess coaching conversation, get you a hype. I was going to say hype person, but then you gave the
a hype girl or a hype guy.
I've said this before, that a lot of times I have another Scentsy person, like someone in my downline, sideline, whatever, I'm going to go live. It's when I do live. I'll be like, I need you to comment. I need you to give me pointers if I forget to cover something, like maybe ask a vague question about the fragrance flower, so it'll prompt me to remember. But get you a hype girl in the group. So I would talk to my hostess and be like, who's your ride or die? Who is your bestie that's going to come in here and support you no matter what? Even if she's not going to purchase, who is your friend that will pump you up, that at least will comment on things, like share pictures and excitement, like at least something like that. That would be what I would say. Find you that one person, like what Heather said, that can at least do some hyping up in the party. And Heather's the one who also taught me once when I was talking about parties, just like no one's wanting the party packs. And she's like, did you send one to your hostess and make sure that she shared it to show what these people can potentially get in the mail? And I was like, yeah, no, I didn't even think about that. I don't know how. So that's another thing which comes right in along with that hostess coaching conversations.
And if you're not doing, I'll say it again, always, like online parties, it can't just be pictures being posted. You've got to show your face, whether it's funny Snapchat filters or videos or going short videos, very short lives, but they have to see you. And again, your energy. I mean, you can't know, and trust through a picture, through a marketing flyer. I'm anti-marketing flyer, anything. Graphics are pretty or whatever, but if you're not in the picture, if they can't see you, they have no emotional attachment to you. That's your hostess, that's your customers, that's the guests in there. So sending hostess videos, telling them what to do, I have them saved. I did them quick and InShot, and I send those telling what my hostess to do through each step. You can do that with your guests, but those guests and your hostess, those videos go privately to my hostess, to her. She sees my face. And so it goes through each step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, not just, hey, do this, but it's an actual video. And then I do videos in my online parties. They have to see you because they just are never going to get attached to photos or product pictures or which warmer goes best in the room. That is nothing for them to get attached to. If they see you, hear your voice, see your energy, how excited you are. I say this all the time, and maybe because I was just at a wedding, but it floors me when you get those good vendors that are just as excited at wedding 1 that they are of wedding 4 of the same day or the same weekend, right? You have to be that person, no matter if you have 5 parties or 10 parties that week or 15 parties, you have to be just as excited, and they're not going to feel that excitement through just posts. So if you're not comfortable with video, that's something that I would, and they can be quick, you guys. There's so many different apps and things to make you look cute and funny or whatever. Just do short little, okay, here's step 1. Here's what you're going to do. Invite your favorite 10 people. And then they're like, oh, well, she's on video. I can do that too. And you can even suggest to them, have them do a short video that they send to their friends. Hey girl, I'm doing this online party or whatever they want to call it. Here's the link. Join me in there. Come have some fun with me. I mean, some people are super comfortable with video, but they can be quick. And like I said, there's filters, there's apps, there's all kinds of things. And you just have to coax your hosts and your guests along.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, like, they want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. So if your host isn't showing up in the way that you need them to, a simple reminder of like, hey girl, I don't know if you're not seeing my post. I just want to make sure, and I will get the graphic. I'll put it where we're doing everything else tonight. But basically, turn on your notifications. I don't know if you're missing my posts, but your friends and family are going to want they trust you more than they trust me because they don't know me yet. So I just want to make sure that you're seeing my posts so that you can engage with them, so that you can interact, and that will help overall you have a great party in the end, right? Because at the end of the day, if you remind them, hey, this party is only going to be as successful as you make it because your friends and family know, like, and trust you, right? That sounds bad. That's not how I wanted to say that at all. How do I want to reword that? And somebody might have to help in and set me, but basically just reminding them that they do have to be somewhat engaged, right? Like, yes, they don't have to do a ton of work. Yes, they have to invite. There's like 3 major things they have to do: invite, engage, and tell you what they want, right? Like, that's basically it. And that helps them get to a great party. So
yeah, and if you don't know where to start and you're like, I don't really know how to host coach, right? I don't really know how to do these things. Every time you set up a party in your workstation, how many times do y'all just leave it at default options? Default, 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 default. I mean, I do. I'm guilty of it, right? If it's not working for you, then reach out to the hostess and say, one of our features for parties, I love finding out what my hostess's 3 favorite things are. What's on your wish list? If you are great on camera and want to make a short video, your friends that you're inviting to this party will see your video, like Jill is saying. Set it up in the party page on the workstation. Use those resources and don't use default. Make it a goal on these parties that you're doing now. That's creating relationship and doing the small details that other people don't do. That's going to make you stand out and make this party different and memorable, right? You're trying to do things that the average doesn't, right? Set yourself apart from the rest.
That's huge. When I started doing that, like, because you guys have your online parties and you have one for yourself and then you have however many for your host, but like on mine is my picture right in the front. So it looks like, it says, welcome to Jilly Sue's online shop. So it looks like my actual website that personalizes it for me. Or I had a video up there before. I have to redo my video, but I do that. I try to find a really good wide picture of all my hosts. So when they go to it, it's them and their family or whatever. And then they're like, oh, I'm on the right page. So it's not, don't go through your parties, like Heather said, and change everything that you can. Ask the hostess, take these extra steps. What are their 3 favorite products? Put them on there. Ask them why. Sally likes this product because she has it in her bathroom and everyone notices it and it's seashell themed and she loves the beach. Like those little details, so many of us throw up that party, your party's up, create a Facebook page, don't do anything else. And then we sit back and go, oh, the party was a flop. But it's these little details that make the biggest difference so that when people go to the link, they're like, oh yeah, this is Sally Sue's page. Oh yeah, she's having a party. Or this is Jill's online shop. If you don't want them to get it confused with another party going on and you want those things to go to your party, that makes a huge difference. Right now on mine is just a picture of me. So when they go to it, you can literally see that that's my page. And taking those extra steps for those things personalizes it for your hostesses, and then your guests feel like they know where they are at least.
I love that. And that completes all the questions from that one hosting cards.
Do you want to move to online?
Yeah, because there's just a couple, right?
And I think we still have time. Yeah. So
Okay,
I have a
great.
hostess keeps on booking online parties, invites her friends. Friends join the group. Only 1 or 2 respond or interact. And her party never makes it. I'm running out of ideas and stuff to do for her parties. I feel like I'm wasting time for less than $150 in sales. She wants a party every 3 months. Am I overthinking this? First of all, this is Jill's analogy, so I'm gonna throw it out there, but if she's just inviting people to the party, invites never work. Would you just throw somebody into your house and say, here, smell my stuff? Right? No, you're not gonna. You have to make that more personal. So that's the time of those. If you have those like serial hosts, right, that aren't really being productive, that's the time when I would be like, all right, we have this is what's, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. We keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. How are we going to shift this up? About maybe one of these other party styles excites you and try something different? And then again, at the end of the day, if anybody is just inviting, I decline them. If my host, I genuinely have done that to my host before. They went out and they invited a whole bunch of people and I declined them all. And I sent them a private message and I said, hey girl, Facebook's weird. We all know that. If you just invite people, they are going to have a way less likely chance of seeing the stuff here in this group for your party, which will make it less successful. It's better if you actually send them a message and an invite and they click and request to join themselves. So that's definitely something to consider in that aspect. Anyone else?
Amen. I'm always the one who just comes in and says, I can't say anything new that hasn't already been said. But once again, what did you do last time? Find you a hype girl, get new verbiage. You got to pivot. It's like, I feel like it's the same conversation with each little thing, because you've got to like be able to look what was done before and switch it up. Something else that Callie had said, I've been trying to think, there was something I was gonna say the whole time and I kept forgetting, but it was just because you invite someone doesn't mean they've accepted the invite, that they're in the group and that they're seeing the things. So that's something else I'd tell my hostesses, which again comes back to good conversations with your hostess. Don't just invite people and throw them in there, because that doesn't mean they're seeing or any of it, like at all. So just wanted to really drive that point home. Don't just throw them in there and think it's going to be success.
And I would probably say, hey, Susie Q, I love that you host a party with me every couple of months. We have done these online parties for so long. I'm just wondering, why have you not joined and let this money go straight into your pocket? And stop. I have 2 ears and 1 mouth. I just heard that on Yellowstone or something show I was watching. I don't even know. Maybe it wasn't Yellowstone. I don't know. But I thought it was so profound. Oh, no, it was Amazing Race. The guy comes out of the little hot thing and says, in Greece, you have 2 ears, 1 mouth. You should be listening more than talking, or something like that. So there's your nugget for tonight.
Can I just tell you something real quick? Genuinely, this is one of my favorite things. And this is a mindset. This is kind of off topic, but it's a mindset shift. Definitely is. I will tell you that I'm even not guilty. I'm guilty of not doing the best of this, but I will tell you, I will get messages from Jamie sometimes. Like the other day, she texts me because I understand her way of life a little bit. So she'll text these to me, but she'll say, oh my gosh, I heard this at church today. And it made me think about da-da-da and da-da-da and da-da-da, and I'll be like, oh yeah, da-da-da, and how it related to her business. Right. And Heather, I was just watching Yellowstone and they said da-da-da, and that related to my business in this way. When you shift your mindset to focusing on the results that you're actually wanting, you're going to find the inspiration in the places that you go, even if it's not related to your business. But it's only when you start to shift your mindset to hear those things that you'll actually hear them.
Here's Jamie's stuff from church right here, written on a note card, because she told me and I wrote it down and it's in my desk. So maybe Jamie's going to share that real quick.
Well, okay. It was just a quote that was, I don't even know if it was an exact quote from someone, but it was just something that when I heard it, like Callie said, I was like, well, take this out and you could totally put Scentsy right in here. But when people are like, well, what did you do? Like, what's the secret to success? What's the trick? Well, there's no magic answer, but I can show you a model, or there is a model I can show you of how to run a successful business and how to get to the places you want to go. The other thing is, so the first part I was blank. So I just inserted this part. So it could be becoming a successful consultant, becoming a successful leader, whatever you want to put in this first part, right? Becoming a successful leader requires patience and persistence more than it requires flawlessness. And I know that sounds like a little bit of a mouthful, but it hit me right in the gut. And it did actually, I got a little bit of butterflies reading it again, because I think at this level, whether you're a brand new consultant or you've been in 15 years, you were really the only one who is putting the perfection level on. No one else is. Like, I will say, oh, I'm so sorry, I haven't gotten your postcard out, or hadn't gotten your happy mail out, or whatever. However, those people that I'm saying to are not measuring me against anyone else. I'm measuring me. So that was like a great thing, that becoming a success, like I said, I put successful leader here. Become a successful leader requires patience and persistence more than it requires flawlessness. And that, like, literally reading it again, I get kind of butterflies because it really resonates with me a lot. But like Callie said, whether you're watching a TV show or you're just in a random conversation with someone who has nothing to do with Scentsy, when your mind is in tune with that, you will pick up on the things that you can put into your business, whether it be about partying, whether it's joining conversations, whatever it may be. And usually it's the things that you need to buoy you up or give you confidence. Like for me, I struggle with thinking I'm doing enough. And so that these lessons usually come to me in that way. But maybe for Heather, who's got this creative brain that I can't even relate to, she'll see something and be like, oh, I'm going to turn that into a join thing, where that's not where my brain is at the moment. And I will see it. Anyway, what you're needing is usually what you will find, if that makes sense.
And that's the great thing about this business, is that we share so openly, and the resources and tools are there, right? You just have to be listening and apply. It's all up to you. We can give you a whole book to read on how to be successful in this business, but at the end of the day, if you don't choose to take action, you're with the one oar. You're in the kayak with me going a weird direction, but eventually we'll get there.
Because we're not giving up.
No, are you kidding? Never. Never.
Okay.
This one might be good for Jilly Sue to answer. When I'm trying to write descriptions for parties and posts, thank the stars for creative minds. Help. Like, she's thinking, I'm not creative. I don't know what to write. So when you get stuck like that, Jill, what's your advice to them on social media? What should they be doing if they can't think of the creative sayings or whatever?
I mean, I've gotten stuck a million times too. Like, words don't come naturally. Like, I look for inspiration on other, I mean, there's, like I said, and I go back to the grandma days, like no one was sharing anything in the very beginning. So everyone is so blessed and lucky now that there's scripts and ideas, and you can ask in a million groups, like, hey, what should I say, or what, but you have to be yourself, and it has to be, it has to sound like it's coming from you. That's the other thing. And I think Scentsy said it the other day to us, we don't want to be scripty, right? And that's a lot of companies out there will give you, here's exactly what we want you to say. And then we become MLM-y, like it has to be from you, and it has to be your energy. And I think the best of advice that I always got is, when you're trying to think of what to say about certain things, parties, products, instead of worrying about saying the right thing, think about how you felt while you were waiting for your starter kit to arrive at your front door, right? And the day that you opened your box. And when you first smelt, for me, was blueberry cheesecake. I think that if you always think about how excited you were, and always, I mean, this is another, I'm in, like I said, we're going to a million weddings. So it's wedding mode. And I was going to a few hotels, and I said, I want to come into these places like I'm a guest, and I want to see what they see, and I want to think how they think. But I think when we do that too much, and we try to go, oh, I need to say the perfect say. Well, Jamie, you're so good at this. What did you say to get this party? Well, we could take exactly what Jamie said, and if it's coming from our mouth, it sounds completely different, because we're all different. So I think if you go back to just being as excited as you were when that starter kit was coming, and you're like, oh my God, you have to smell this stuff, or this is amazing. Like, all of my posts on my social media come from my mouth, not trying to book a party, meaning I am, but in the mode of, I just want to be excited, because when you're excited, people want to jump on the bandwagon of, I want to be as excited as her. What's making her excited? Like, I must talk about Sand Swept 900 hours a day, because it's my favorite scent. So people are, I mean, I can't tell you how many people have asked me for a sample and how much Sand Swept I've sold, because I'm so excited about it. So in the beginning, all I would do is try to take what other people would say, but it would never come out perfectly right. So if you can just remember, why you're excited about certain things, why you want them to book a party, why you want them to get that whiff box, because you get it and you're so excited to open the box and see what's inside. And even though you've tried the products in there, like, oh my God, I have one more counter cleaner that I can add to my Connect collection. Now I can clean my sneakers and wash my counter and do all the things. I think the difference with some people, why you see them being successful, is because, for example, I never see Heather not excited about Scentsy ever. And that projects to her customers, to her family, to her friends. I get on Zoom and I get excited. If I'm having a down day, like I'm excited about Scentsy again. It's magnetic. So when you're trying to take someone's post or be scripty, if it's not coming from the heart, it's never going to come out right anyway. So I think you just need to learn to be inspired by scripts and not copycatish, and talk from the heart. Be, like Jamie just said, be authentic. Go back to when that starter kit was coming, go back to the first scent you smelled, go back to when if you haven't been to reunion, or when you go to reunion and they're bringing out a new product, how excited we get and how giddy we get. Like, that's what's gonna project, and that's what's gonna make people want to buy from you, book with you, be a customer of yours, because it's just, people want to feel that way, and you guys are the messenger.
It's so true. I mean, somebody already wanted what I had for dinner. I mean, I already sold Raising Cane's dinner tonight by me talking tonight. So boom, if that doesn't work, I don't know what does.
And
It's
I
social
think
media 101. It's truly social media 101. I've seen stuff on social media that I'm like, I wouldn't like that. And Callie's excited about it, or JP's excited about it. I'm like, well, I need some too. I need to get it too, because they love it. So I'm going to love it. Like, it's just, that's what social media is, you guys. And when you try to, and that's why we've always said, don't copy people's posts, be inspired. And if you try the product and you get excited, then you share why you like it. Well, you know, Callie shared it with me and I made it too, and I get excited, and you guys need to try this. It's just like a game of telephone. But if you're trying to take someone's exact post and you try to fit it in your block, it's just never going to be right. You have to tell me truly from your heart why you're excited, or on the opposite end, why you're not so excited. That's authentic too, right? You have to be real. You can't be fake. You can't lie to yourself and try to pull people in based on what other people are doing. It has to be truly from the heart.
That's right. And if you're not good at expressing, you don't have to be 100% like me, bubble, happy, positive Nelly. You could be like, I mean, you could say damn or whatever. If you feel like, if Jody was on here, I'm sure that would be her expressing herself that way, right? Like whatever. Everybody's your own individual is my point. But if you don't feel comfortable, one of the best pieces of advice as well that I got very early on was put a mirror at my desk. And when I'm calling people, you're smiling and dialing, because if I'm talking with a smile, this Johnny Appleseed is great. This Johnny Appleseed is great. You see the difference? They hear you, even though they don't see you. So put a mirror at your desk or by your phone or where you work and focus on that for a week. It will naturally bring some enthusiasm and excitement, because you're going to be in. I mean, I've done this for so long now. I am excited about Scentsy. Every time I talk about Scentsy or train, we start talking a million miles a minute. We get excited. We're keeping you longer. We'll talk all night. I mean, because this is a great business. This is our friends. I mean, it is life-changing, or can be, as much as you want it to be. And so you have to show up and practice and know your products, become confident. It's a process, right? Just as anything. Marriages just all are great. You have to work at it, just like a business.
And I think the thing that I would continue to say through, as we continue through the rest of these what to say when things, is if you wouldn't enjoy it or you wouldn't respond to it in a way that you would like, then you shouldn't say it, right? Like if you would post it and you wouldn't be, if you were not a Scentsy consultant, you scrolled past it, you were your customer, how would you respond? If you wouldn't, or it wouldn't say, it wouldn't excite you, it wouldn't inspire you, it wouldn't give you any sort of feel or call to take action, then don't share it, don't post it, reword it, rephrase it.
That's such great advice, Callie. Like, I think someone on social media told me that. They're like, I want you to take a week and write down all of your favorite accounts, like a real piece of paper, write down all your favorite accounts online and put a reason next to those accounts why you follow them, why you comment on their stuff, why are you looking at their stuff, why? And then you go back through and all of the adjectives that you like, oh, they gave me content. Oh, she gives me tips. Oh, I like her smile. Oh, I like her energy. All of those things is what you need to bring to your own social media, your own business, really, because you're not following anyone that's like, oh, woe is me today. Like, I had to walk the dog 3 times and they peed on the floor. And, oh, do you want to buy some Scentsy? Like, you have to really look at what is making you follow those people. And usually it's good content, it's good energy, it's good tips, tricks, ideas, all of those things. If you're not bringing that to your social media, your business, your life in general, those are all your tips in a list of things that you can add that'll next level everything that you do.
And don't beg.
No.
Don't beg on social media.
I was just going to say, I know we're over, but I have to say one more thing because of like y'all.
Oh, you're fine because we have one last question on the thread. You're good. Well,
Okay,
we're going to
we're
hit that
talking
one
about
and be done.
tone and smiling, which Heather, hello, we know she did beauty pageants, so of course she knows all about the smile. But this genuinely happened. I was at my cousin's last week and she did a huge project and had these libraries built and had all these books donated for a place in Africa. And her husband wanted her to do a video and like, so she did all these pictures and then she kind of did a voiceover of talking about the experience. And we teased her because when we watched the video, she was like, and the people in Africa touched my life. And we were like, oh, Dana, you sound so thrilled with your experience that you had in Africa. I was like, where is your booming personality that is louder than words? And you're like, da-da. And so like we tease her and I just couldn't help but think of that when y'all were talking about this, because I'm like, okay, if I didn't know you, had to wonder, did you really enjoy your time there? Because she changed her. She did something amazing. She built these 2 libraries and all this, but her voice over that could not help me to think about what y'all were just talking about. So smile, be authentic to you. And if it's not something that's making you stop and scroll, then how can you take it and like make it you? That's the thing. Like, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
that
ahead.
is so
I just
true.
had to share that.
No, that's awesome. I love that. Last question on here for the online parties is when the downline says they can't get any parties or orders. I know I feel that way at times too, but I just need to find more people to ask. I'm not sure how to help my team see that, or I give tips and they say the same thing and I don't know how to help them from there. A little tough love moment. You cannot expect your team to be doing something that you're not. So take the expectations away. If you're not booking parties, don't be expecting your team to book parties, right? They are going to duplicate what you were doing. So figure that out first. Worry about your own business. Share from the heart. Share what you're doing, and they will get inspired, right? Things will change. Make that list of 100, the Frank list. I mean, start with people you know, right? You got to be meeting people constantly.
Heather, can you read that? Can you read that one more time?
Yeah, I sure can. It is when downlines say they can't get any parties or orders. I know I feel that way at times too, but I just feel the need to find more people to ask. Not sure how to help them see that, or I give tips and they say the same and I don't know how to help from there.
So the biggest thing is you can't tell them what to do. You have to ask what they're willing to do. Because there's a very big difference between you telling what would work for you and in your style and in your way and in your words, as opposed to asking what they're willing to do and helping them build out what they're willing to do. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's a big one because people can say till they're blue in the face, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that, but are you willing, number one, and are you coachable too, right? It's a two-way street here. No matter what situation you're in, it's always a two-way street. You got to meet me halfway.
A lot of times we feel like we have to have all of the answers to give them. We have to have all of the answers to tell our downline. We have to have all of the advice. We have to have all of the solutions. And the fact of the matter is, all of our solutions are worthless if it isn't anything they're willing to do.
Right.
And so a lot of times we don't have to have the answer. We have to pull the answer from them on what it is they've tried and what it is they're willing to try.
It's so true.
Absolutely. Like, I think it's, again, it comes back and it made me think as you were just saying that it's almost every training that you attend, you have to personally decide what is one thing I'm going to choose to willingly do in my business, right? Because we're going to get, all of the tools. We're going to wrap up with that here of the different places where you get some of these tools and things the board Heather did. We can tell you all the things to do, but unless you're willing to take something and put it into action, it means absolutely nothing. You hung out with us for a night and hope you got a good laugh by Heather telling everybody I was easy and ran around the block. Right? Like, you either got some entertainment, which we hope maybe that was part of it for a minute, or you found something that you're willing to do to take action, because the whole thing that kind of started the shift is if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? And you're the only one that gets to choose what's going to change. And
So
we're going to
true.
continue to show up each Thursday and give
And it's the same like with SFR. I hope y'all are all registering for SFR in Salt Lake City, because you're going to come home with a notebook this fat, full of ideas, right? You're not going to come home and start implementing everything, right? You're going to pick and choose those 1-2 items. I am so excited that reunion is coming back in person. If you've never, I'm going to put a shameless plug in right now, because if you're on here right now and you show up for shift and you're like, I want something different in my business, register for Scentsy Family Reunion. Where there is a will, there's a way. My very first one, I couldn't afford it. I borrowed money from my mom to go, and you will find a way. Book those parties now and set the money to aside now. You will have enough money to attend SFR, where you're not taking family money for Scentsy, but you'll be able to have Scentsy money for your family. If you want something bad enough, you will make it happen, regardless of what you have to go through to get there.
Hey,
And we
man,
can
plus
see you
you're in
there.
Salt Lake City, and it's one of the prettiest places you'll ever fly into in your life, unless it's all burned to flames that day, but it's in June, so hopefully that day it won't be.
Well, I hope not, unless it's going to start burning when we arrive. Oh, perhaps.
Oh, no, it won't, because we use wax and warmers.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, I couldn't agree with Heather more. Scentsy Family Reunion, we may talk about, have a whole week about that, just of some of the different things, just because if you haven't had, I think there's a lot of people that have not gotten the opportunity to attend an event where we've been in the last couple of years. And so you don't know what you're missing out. And I will tell you that if you've enjoyed being here with us, I promise you're going to enjoy Scentsy Family Reunion 10 billion times more. Okay. And then let's wrap this up with some of our tools. So the monthlymovement.com/files, there is a folder in there called bookings 3/3/2022 shift. I added the booking blitz scripts that we use on a past booking blitz. You're going to have to update those a little bit, but it's going to give you some ideas. It's going to give you a little bit of a place to go. There's a conversation tracker. If you're not having the conversations, it's not going to happen. So there's a way, if you need a tracker, if that's your love language, that's what you need. There is that. And then there is also 82 ways to get bookings for your home business from Christina Stainbrook. So there's another one as well, plus everything we did today. We will link, Heather did share the link for that Trello board that has all those things. I know that don't edit it. If you edit it, she's gonna have to kick you out.
Yeah, it's just for you to look at. You don't need to make any changes, nothing. It's just for you to look and click
I
on
think
the
you
link.
can make a copy. So if you need to make your own copy, and
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
If you're familiar, you can do that, but don't edit anything in there. We'll link it also in that same folder. So the monthlymovement.com/files, and then click bookings 3/3/22 shift, and it'll all be there for you guys to access that. So.
And another resource, get out from behind your computer, go somewhere tomorrow. That's the best resource I can tell you, safely, of course. I mean, but if whatever you feel comfortable doing, but go meet some people. People are craving the in-person connection things right now. So I've got my first home party this month, and we're going to do it inside and out, keep people distance, but we're running with it.
Amen. Amen. All right,
Thanks
guys.
for joining us.
And have a wonderful night.